Marketing Strategy for Authors. Written by Tao Wong. Narrated by Shannon Thompson. A brief note on print distribution. There are two major forms of print creation: print on demand, POD, and offset printing, mass printing. Print on demand. Print on demand is what the significant majority of independent publishers use, if they even bother to create paperback copies of their work. Remember, print is often only 1% of the total sales revenue of most indie publishers, sometimes as low as 0.01%. The individuals not using print on demand in an indie publishing setting can often be individually named. That's how rare not using POD is. Now, print distribution can be done directly on Amazon or via POD companies like 𝗠𝗿𝗶𝗴𝘆 or Lulu. Print distribution via POD is often wide and allows you access to independent book retailers and libraries. With a company like 𝗠𝗿𝗶𝗴𝘆, you can even offer a substantial discount and returns as an option for your print distribution, making it more likely that independent bookstores will stock up and keep your books on their shelves, as they can return the books for zero cost to them. You, however, will be charged the cost of production and shipping cost of the books returned. This can result in a negative balance if your books do not sell. While it is often a low revenue stream of income for most indie publishers, having POD books does mean that you open up new distribution, promotion, and sales options, like signed copies and giveaways, that are unavailable to those who do not have paperbacks. In general, if you do decide to create a POD paperback, you should distribute as widely as possible through as many distributors as it makes sense to increase the chance of sales and distribution locations, independent retailers and libraries, and geographic regions. This will, eventually, increase reach and sales for you. The best way to do this is to use Amazon and print distribution companies who have printing facilities in countries outside of North America. Offset or mass printing. This is an area I am less directly knowledgeable about. It is possible to hire and pay for offset printing of your work directly. In most cases, offset printing will require an order of hundreds, if not thousands, of books. With offset printing, the greater the number of copies printed in a single print run, the lower the per-unit cost. This is why mass-market paperbacks by traditional publishers can be sold at $7 to $8 a book due to the cost of printing being significantly lower as they are producing tens of thousands of such books. The most common method I know of to do offset printing on a mass-volume method is to do a Kickstarter, generating sales beforehand for a portion of the printed copies. Then, the remaining printed copies are sent to a storage location. From there, the author has two options for mass distribution: directly contacting and selling books to retailers, indie bookstores and the like, or contacting a book distribution company which specializes in promoting and selling paperback books to indie retailers. This is a very risky distribution or product method due to the high capital cost involved, and is, as mentioned, rarely done by indie authors. The few I know who do this are highly sophisticated marketers who have built a strong brand name. Independent retailers and mass-market retail chains rarely touch indie books, partly due to cost and lack of ability to do returns, and partly due to low sell-through, so you have to be willing to market and push sales. It's worth remembering that bookstores, at the end of the day, care about sell-through, the volume of sales a specific product, that is, how often it is sold out, more than anything else. If you can stock your book in a store and it sells through constantly, they will stock your work. However, to get that consistent sell-through, your book needs to attract their customer base, i.e., walk-in customers, or you have to be able to sell your regular customers to them. Of course, to get your initial book into the store itself is a significant impediment. Individuals who have managed this have often cited being local and making in-person appearances at the store. Even then, it should be noted that this is a difficult distribution method to make work. Again, this is a risky strategy, and one I personally have no experience with and only have the related examples of other authors to go from. It's something to do more research into if you have a significant author brand and capital. Last note, I wrote the above with the eye of one going in as an indie publisher. If you do decide to sign with a traditional publisher with deep ties into the retail side of the industry, concerns about capital cost of print production, the distribution and storage of your books, and, to some extent, the marketing of said books will be reduced significantly. Of course, you might also not see much in terms of royalties, but that's part of the usual deal with trad publishing.